Welcome into this edition of Inside Broncbuster Athletics. I'm Mike Pilosof. This week we go back into the world of volleyball and we bring in arguably, and I'm going to consider you one of the best players in the state of Kansas, Reagan Karlin, who joins the Garden City Broncbuster volleyball team. So we appreciate you coming on the show this week.
Thank you for having me.
You know, for a lot of people, they will ask the question, why Garden City? Because for people that don't know your story, in high school you committed to Creighton, and we'll get into the academic requirements to get into Creighton here in a second, but you committed to Creighton, you had a lot of Division I interests during your high school years, and then you changed your mind. So tell us why you changed your mind. What was that decision-making process like for you?
So I thought that I really just needed to focus and kind of better certain parts of my game before I went on to Division I, because it would just be, I knew it was going to be a big transition. And so I'd met Coach Hiltz a few times, and he'd talk to our high school team, and I knew that he was really good and he knew what he was talking about. So that played a big part in it, just knowing that he knew, because he would tell me things that he saw that I needed to work on. So knowing that he knew all that stuff, and just my friends that I used to play with, almost all of them are coming here. So I thought it'd be a good experience for me to get to keep playing with them and work on my game at the same time to prepare me for the next level.
You obviously give us a little preview of what it was like to meet Coach Hiltz, but take us in the room of that conversation. What did he sell you on Garden City? Your family lives here. Your dad's the superintendent, but what did he sell you on?
I guess it was just kind of the family aspect of Garden City, which obviously I'm from here, so that helped a lot. He was we'd be able to draw in such a bigger crowd for the community because a lot of us are from here. So I thought that'd be an awesome experience just for us to be representing Southwest Kansas, and I thought it'd be good to put us on the map.
To play with some of your teammates, as you've mentioned, from high school, and now you get to play with them here at the college level. What did that mean, and how much did that weigh on your decision to ultimately sign here?
I mean, I think it played a really big part in that because I'm just comfortable playing with them, and I thought it'd be easier for us to mesh with the rest of the girls because we already had such a strong core. So I thought it'd be really easy to build a super good team off of that, and I knew it'd be a lot of fun because I've been playing with them for about 10 years, so it just feels awesome that I get to keep doing that.
I'd be remiss if I didn't ask this question, but when you decommitted from Creighton, there was some speculation that you were done with volleyball at that point. So did that ever come through your mind that you were just done with the sport?
No, it never. I never wanted to be completely done with it. I just knew that I needed a little bit of a break to think about my decision and get my mind right. I knew I wanted to play, I just didn't think I was prepared for that level yet. So I knew I needed to go somewhere to work on it.
What was their reaction when you told them that you weren't coming?
I guess they were kind of surprised, and I felt really bad, but I know that they have a lot of other good recruits and stuff, and they have an outside in the class under me, and they already have 2 outsides right now, so I don't think it affects their lineup and stuff too much, so I didn't feel like I was burdening them, I guess, by leaving, because I knew that they had people.
Academically speaking, you've been very strong in the classroom, and for those that don't know the requirements to get into Creighton, I mean, you've got to have a 30 ACT, I mean, somewhere around there, the GPA's got to be high. How have you been able to, A, be a star at volleyball, and then B, maintain your academic standing?
It hasn't been super hard yet for me. It's just a matter of getting my work done on time, which I always did, and studying. I always studied for my tests a few days before to make sure I knew. And if I had a study guide, I'd do it a couple times before. But yeah, I know it's gonna get harder in college, so I'm kind of nervous. But yeah, it wasn't too hard for me at that point. But
Coach Bailey, who I've talked to so many people, have raved since she took over the program, and even before that, that program has been in really good hands the last few years, and especially when you were there. What did Coach Bailey at the high school level mean to your development on the floor?
She meant a lot. I think more than anything, it was the mental aspect of the game, because she really helped me become a team player. I mean, I think I've always been a team player, but she really helped me with that and realized that stuff was about everybody on the court and helped me be able to be that person that encouraged my teammates all the time, no matter what on the floor, pick each other up when they're down. And that really was a big part of the game, so I'm glad I got her as a coach because it means a lot.
You played in state tournaments in high school. You had over 1,000 kills. You were considered, and again, I said it at the beginning, one of the best, if not the best player in the state of Kansas. And a lot of people don't know a lot about high school volleyball in these parts because they think that the state ends when you get to Wichita or Kansas City, but that's not the case. But with all of that said, with all that you accomplished in high school, what's the biggest takeaway that you took from your prep career?
I guess just focus on your team and the people around you, because it's obviously a lot harder in volleyball especially to make it to the state tournament, like coming from here, just because it's usually most of the schools in Kansas City. And that was our goal. We wanted to win, we wanted to make it to the second day, but it's obviously a challenge. I mean, I'm proud of how we did. We at least got one win, and we put up a good fight against Blue Valley, so that was pretty awesome. But it's just a lot harder, I feel like, for people on this side of the state because our competition that we play most of the season isn't at that level. So when we get hit with it at the state tournament, it's kind of overwhelming. But I mean, just focus on each other and building each other up, because at the state tournament, a lot of it's just mental, and so you need to be prepared for that.
Growing up, why volleyball? Like, what drew you to volleyball besides the fact that you're 7'3"?
Well, when I was little, I played basketball because that's just what my family did. And I mean, I was pretty good for like being in the YMCA league, but I played Y volleyball, and my friend Remy Vargas, her dad, I didn't know her yet, but her dad was watching one of our like Y games, and me and one of my friends, Mallory Kane, were on the same team. And he saw us and told us to come to their club practice. I didn't even know that it was a thing. And so we went. Apparently he thought we were good, and so we made the team, and it just kind of went from there. And I started liking it a lot more than I liked basketball. So I kept playing basketball for a few years, but volleyball had my main focus, so I decided to stick with that.
Now, you mentioned you played basketball when you were younger. Your brother, Zach, played basketball. He's pretty good at the high school, so,
yeah.
You know, unbiased, who's the better basketball player? You guys are both tall, but who's the better basketball player?
I mean, I guess I'll have to say him, because he always messes with me about that. He's like, you didn't even play in high school. You can't say you're good. I'm like, okay, fine, I guess you're right. But yeah, I'll give that to him. He's got me.
Did Coach Pfeiffer ever try to, maybe beg's not the right word, but to try and coerce you to come out and play basketball?
Sometimes, like if we were in 0 hour just messing around and I'd be shooting the basketball, they'd be like, you should have been on the team, should have came out for basketball, but I don't know. I guess I really didn't like the physicality of basketball. I'm kind of, I don't know, wimpish, but so volleyball is more of my speed. But
I think people would argue that you're not wimpish, but I understand what you're saying. For you, the end goal, when you talk about volleyball, because that you had, I wouldn't say a taste of D1, but you were offered, you were going there, you decided to come to Garden City. But what is the end goal? Do you want to go back to the Division I level? Is that kind of what you're looking at?
yeah, I think so. My main goal is probably to go to Division I, but I just want to make sure that it's a place that I feel comfortable at and really enjoy being at. So that's definitely going to play a big part in my decision after this. But D1, yeah, is the ultimate goal.
Now, I know originally you were going to be a chemistry major and go into pharmacy. Is that still the plan?
Yes, that's still the plan right now, but I don't know. I'm young. I might change my mind, so we'll see.
Now, your dad is the superintendent of schools in Garden City, and he's been the main superintendent for almost 5 years now, and then he was like an assistant superintendent. So you have a family of educators, your mom as well. So was there any pressure to go into that field, and was there ever a thought, maybe I'll take over for my dad?
Actually, I have had that thought before. I know it's really challenging. He's always so busy, but I don't know. There was never any like pressure from them. I always like had my heart set on doing something in the medical field. Don't really know why, but it just always interested me. But I mean, sometimes I do think about like maybe I do want to do education because I like working with kids and I think it could be fun. But yeah, I mean, I don't know why, but I do think I kind of maybe want to try his job just to see what it's like.
Well, I'm sure you could probably handle it. What have your parents and just your family overall, what have they meant to your journey? Because it hasn't been, you know, just a straight line, because you did commit D1 and then you decided to stay home. So how much have they supported you and how much have they meant to you along the way?
They've meant a lot to me because they've always had my back. When I was talking to them about my decision and stuff, they understood, which was really important to me because I know a lot of people were saying things and they didn't really get why I was doing what I was doing, but my parents were encouraging and they understood it. So I'm just thankful I had them behind me to support me.
All right, I'll get you out of the hot seat with this. Expectations for this year, because there was so much success with the core group of Garden City players that are coming here now at the high school level, but now it's different because now you're playing in an ultra competitive Jayhawk conference. So what are your expectations for yourself, and where do you think this team can actually go? Because they have been down, but Coach Hiltz is trying to rebuild this program.
Well, for myself, I think my expectations would be just to always give my best effort, because that's super important. No matter how I'm doing, I just want to be giving my best for my teammates, because that's the most important part. They need to know that I'm trying my best, and I want to know that they're doing the same. So I just want to be a good teammate for them. And then as a team, I think we can win the whole conference, to be honest. I'm hoping we do. I think we have a great shot with the core of the seniors from my high school and then all the new talent we have coming in. I think we have a chance to be really good, and I'm excited.
In addition to that, the pandemic it's changed everything. And workouts, it's, for some of the girls that I've talked to, like Summer on the team, it's affected their workouts and what they've been able to do because everybody's been shut down. The world has been shut down. For you personally, how much has that affected you?
Well, the first couple of months were rough because the gyms were closed. We couldn't get in to play volleyball, lift weights, and we were done with school, so we couldn't have 0 hour to lift weights either. So I did lose quite a bit of muscle because that was 3 months long. But once they opened back up, we've been going and playing at the Dome. We've been playing volleyball, and at first I'll admit we were all pretty rusty, but we've gotten back into it, so that's good. And yeah, I go work out at the Y sometimes or do stuff. I was doing stuff at home, we had Zoom workouts and stuff, so we'd do them, core workouts, all that, and running on the treadmill. But it's definitely going to be good that we get back in the weight room. So.
Well, we appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.